Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. I was gonna do a request. I was actually gonna do this whole anti-vax thing. But then I'm kind of thinking about it and it's like, some people are gonna get really mad, aren't they? This is just like opening Pandora's box for abuse on the internet comments. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass on that one, at least for now. Subscribed. Let's see what else we've got. What have I not done? There's at least a couple. Nope. Didn't like that. No, I did like this one. LO5. Wasn't there one like called R.E.D or something? There it is, R.E.D. A year after the Chernobyl disaster, illegal expeditions into the contaminated zones were common practice for the purpose of scientific study, and one such excursion led to a terrible discovery, an encounter with an unknown and incredibly lethal disease. Contact with the bacteria in an old ruin resulted in the death of multiple crew members despite the use of hazmat suits. Survivors could do nothing. Within a month, the team was rounded up to dig out infected material, and the bacteria was shipped to Greenland. You're gonna make me start in Greenland? Really? Alright, well, it's a Chernobyl strain of a weird bacteria that's gonna kill people. Cool. ATP boost. Let's go to the extremophile on this one. Don't think I need the herbophile today, since we're not starting off in China. Normal difficulty, red. Now, what does red stand for? Is it supposed to stand? Maybe it was in the description, I didn't read it. Welcome to the R.E.D. scenario. R.E.D is a terrifying pathogen quarantine in northern Greenland, which appears to be southern Greenland, but I digress, where it is being kept under heavy lockdown so that it may never be unleashed upon the world. Here it remains dormant in its frozen prison, with no chance of escape. A year has passed since the containment of the Chernobyl strain. It's 1988? Okay. It is widely hypothesized that lingering traces of the deadly bacteria may still lie in the Chernobyl wastelands, but no incidents have arose to suggest this is true. For now, the world is safe. Yes, one person's infected, so not very safe. Let's take a look at the transmissions. Nothing! Symptoms. We start off with Tier 1 tree, unlocked by Awoken. Genetic restoration? And Tier 3, Pandora's box. Okay, abilities. We have Awoken. With a little heat, you can activate the pestilence, releasing it from its dormancy. 20 points! You better give me some DNA fast. You're gonna make me sit around for 20 frickin' points? Dude, what's the point? I got one person infected, I'm just gonna have to sit here. You're wrecking my score, yo! Alright, let's go for Awaken. There we go. We have Adaptable 1. R.E.D reacquires some of its minor abilities to adapt. Drug resistance, genetic hardening, symptoms, coughing, nausea. Zoonosis 1, carried by most animals. Infected animals pass on the bacteria through saliva, urine, and feces. Urban countries. And vegetation. Taints the cells of plants on contact. Human and animal contact with tainted plants spreads the disease. Poor and rural. Okay. Well, if this is heat and cold resistance, I'd rather grab this first because we're starting in Greenland, which is not urban, rural, rich, poor, or anything. It's just cold. Tough cells. R.E.D has thickened its cellular walls in response to a harsh environment. Okay, yep, that sounds like something I want as well. Let's also grab coughing and nausea and vomiting. Sure, why not? This is you would think in an incredibly heavily quarantined area that if one person even got so much as the sniffles, they'd be like, "Get him out of here!" You'd think, but no. A gas explosion occurred today at the Greenland quarantine. Dr. Kill, the leading researcher of R.E.D studies at the facility, reports that no one was harmed in the incident. However, containment may have been breached due to the heat of the fire. You guys didn't have like a freaking ton of like automatic suppressors or something? I mean, you'd think. Sneezing, grab. Diarrhea. Pathogen active in digestive tract, causing infection through feces and potentially lethal dehydration. Poor countries especially susceptible. Sweating, mild fever, and pulmonary edema. Releasing pathogen into the air. Okay, well, a lot of good options. Having the symptostasis is definitely helping. Do we want to go for something like humid temperament? I mean, we really need more transmission more than anything else. Oh no, the hot countries are getting hotter. Global warming, how dare you? I guess we'll grab humid temperature. It's just, we haven't gotten out of Greenland and we only have like 8 people infected, so... Honestly, symptoms are probably the more cost-effective way of getting around, but we'll see. Cellular hardening, harsher climates. Adaptable 2, no man nor act of God can contain it. This is the God-defying bacteria, guys. You didn't, yeah. Bloodburst. Causes a massive bodily reaction. So intense and violent that the host practically explodes explodes, sorry, releasing the pathogen into the air, and yet it somehow is not lethal. DNA modifications, which appears to be a genetic reshuffle. I'm sorry, how do people explode and not die? Does anyone want to explain that one to me? Is that even possible? Sweating. Inflammation. Can be fatal. Okay. I mean, I'm just going for anything that makes us more effective in a cold country, by God. Greenland lockdown. As a safeguard to prevent the spread of the Chernobyl strain, Greenland's ports have been shut down. We're not taking any chances, says Dr. Kills, with a period instead of a comma. God only knows why. Alright, so we're trapped on Greenland. First country trying to limit the spread of R.E.D. Time will tell if it'll work. So I'm assuming there must be a scripted option for us to get off of here. I mean, one would certainly think, right? Pulmonary edema. Well, I don't want any lethality as the thing, or do I? Let's go instead for some transmission. Zoonosis, I'm gonna go for arid temperament instead. Maybe I should just go for nothing but resistances for harsh environments, though. That actually might be better, you know? Just go for tons of that. Help us spread faster in Greenland once we max out. Maybe we can get out somehow? Maybe. Yeah, I think that actually might be a better strategy. Just keep going for things that are effective for your host country. It's a necessity if you want to succeed. Greenland is almost entirely infected, which, by the way, I do think it's absolutely remarkable that a landmass this large, or I suppose an ice mass mostly, I don't know, it's a lot of glaciers, can have so few people on it. It's such a large amount of area, and yet so few people. I personally love the cold areas. Alberta, Canada was beautiful. Loved going there for my my honeymoon. Love the mountains, love the cold regions, love the glaciers. It's just, my heart goes there, man. R.E.D has several powerful abilities to adapt to its environment and any entity that poses a threat to it. Unlock Adaptable 1 to escape Greenland. We already did that, though. So, let's go for Cellular Hardening. Does it just automatically get me out since I already have it? I don't know, let's just kind of see. Greenland starts working on a cure. Why didn't they start doing that a lot sooner? Diarrhea mutated. Well, now we're gonna start killing, which I guess is good because I desperately need DNA. Gastroenteritis combo. Stomach flu. Okay, are you gonna give me an event that helps me get off of Greenland, or do I need to get something specific? Maybe I need Adaptable 2. It said get Adaptable 1 to escape off of Greenland. Unless you're not supposed to get this until you've reached that? No, there we go. Okay, finally. Chernobyl strain escaped. Quarantine researchers in Greenland have identified the new disease that has been circulating as the Chernobyl strain. Dr. Kill and his peers struggled to understand how the plague escaped Greenland. I'm incredibly adaptable, even though it appears I'm not actually in any other countries. So, I didn't actually get out of Greenland. Hey, developer, author, can you please get me out of Greenland? This is why I don't like starting in Greenland. Guys! Oh, okay. So I had to restart the scenario, but it turns out Bloodburst actually gets you into a random country. Well, why didn't you say that? Why tell me to go for Adaptable 1 when it turns out that's not what you actually want? You wanted to go for the Bloodburst. Oh, game, come on, author. Check that, because I've been sitting around for like 15 minutes and had to restart, and now I know. Okay, well, there we go. All right, let's go for sweating. Let's go for sneezing. I saved my DNA trying to get a bunch of abilities and figure out how to get off of Greenland. So now we're good to go. Why did I even get that pop-up saying we don't know how we got out of Greenland if I hadn't actually gotten out of anywhere? And it's not like I grabbed the Bloodburst. I don't know. Kind of weird, a little frustrated, a little bit tilted, not gonna lie. But it's alright, we're out there now, so now we're in China and Zimbabwe, so. Oh, and we got into Kazakhstan. Good. Okay. Well, what's this? Final resort. R.E.D will attempt to mutate a random ability as a last-minute resort in the face of destruction. Nah, we don't want that. Would prefer to get, wow, hyperallergic retaliation. Lots of lethality now. I don't want lethality. I guess we're gonna have to just go for transmission. Let's go for the rats so we can spread a little bit faster in China. China, of course, having a massive population of over 1 billion people, which means tons of DNA points for me, so That's why we're gonna do it. Now, when I did get adaptability 2, it gave me a pop-up warning that there will be several different things that are now unlocked that will be very powerful, but will come with a downside in some way. So I'm kind of looking forward to finding out what those are. If you don't mind very muchly. Zoonosis 2, again, urban, water adaptation. Halts travel in... Oh, see, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Halts travel in arid climates and on plains, so we're relying entirely upon water. Now, why on earth would I want that? That means I can't spread... I mean, does that mean I can't spread in Saudi Arabia? Are you saying I can't even travel... I mean, get no use of planes, I understand. But are you saying that I'm not even able to infect an arid area anymore? In which case, I absolutely don't want that. Let's grab arid temperament level 1. I don't know. For the sake of science, I would be inclined to try it, and I can always just, restart, but right now I'm a little bit too frustrated to keep doing that, so we're not going to bother. Still, it is interesting. Kind of wonder if mutations could totally screw you over in that case. If you've gotten, like, some of the genes that allow you to mutate transmissions. Could be like an instant KO, man. Could be. Alright, let's grab Zoonosis 2, Vegetation 2, Symptoms. Looking alright right now. Abilities, I think I'd like to get some drug resistance more than anything else right about now. Costs 14 points, no problem, grab. There you go, good. Boop, 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 boop. Drug resistance level 2, or do we want more? Let's go for drug resistance level 2, I think. It's probably going to be more important that we spread faster in the wealthy countries and Europe. Let's go for cellular hardening. That leaded to disease-type shift. The bacterial cells of R.E.D completely mutate and rewrite the genetic code, taking on the properties of fungal cells. So we cease to become a virus and we become like a fungus? Now, what's involved in that? Oh my god! 9,008 DNA points! I guess we're not doing that. Jeez, you could have just said no. Genetic restoration. Over time, R.E.D repairs damaged genes from its exposure to the extreme cold of its containment. New genes extend research time. Let's just go ahead and grab it and see what it unlocks. Hemophilia, systematic infection, mild dysentery. I was kind of hoping for necrosis. Look, I just love necrosis, guys. It's good. You can use it for anything. It's multi-purpose. It's amazing. Alright, I don't know if I want more severity and lethality because I'm kind of worried people are going to shut down their ports, and I'd really rather not have to restart after all of this, so let's go for Zoonosis 3, Vegetation 3? Plants grow into deformed shapes with a loss of most color. They droop in an apparently dying appearance, but are in fact both healthy and incredibly toxic with R.E.D. Well, then they're not very healthy. I mean, what they basically mean is they're just not... They're healthy, but they're toxic to us. Right, I get that. But my point is, that ain't their normal state. Let's grab vegetation. What are we missing? Caribbean? Madagascar? Well, they haven't shut down yet, so... Caribbean's done. If we can get into Madagascar, I would consider myself a very lucky man. Actually, Madagascar is the only place missing. So I'm kind of curious, if we've already infected a place then can I grab water adaptation? I can't travel into arid climates, but I don't need to. I just need to get onto a boat. Let's grab it and see what happens. Australia leading the global cure effort. Get a boat! In Australia. There we go, Madagascar. I'm going to say that it worked. It probably would have worked anyway, but we'll say that that was my brilliance that made it happen. Alright, hemophilia. That leads to immune suppression. Seizures and paralysis. Harder to cure. Sounds pretty good. Could really use a bit more DNA and lethality, of course. Or we could go for systematic infection, which is also lethal. What the heck is this word? Integumentary decay. The circulatory system slows down, causing decoloration of skin, hair, teeth, and nails to fall out. Drying patches of skin develop abscesses. Will that lead to necrosis, intestinal corrosion, or internal necrosis? Dead bodies are highly infectious. That's all I was looking for, let's be honest. Oh, I feel like I've been delivered manna from heaven. We also mutated mild dysentery, which is just a kick while they're down, but that's fine. Alright, with the necrosis now I can go as crazy as I dang well want to, and I don't feel too bad. Let's go for the paralysis that unlocks total brain death and meningitis. One's destruction of the brain, the other's destruction of the spinal cord. Either way, you're screwed. Total brain death. Pandora's box. Oh, that one right there. R.E.D evolves beyond its primitive form, unlocking terrifying traits with utterly impactful effects. Utterly impactful, like so utterly impactful. New genes extend research time. I mean, slowing down the cure doesn't sound like an incredibly high priority, but I would like to unlock Pandora's box and just sort of see what's involved. Of course, it costs 49 points and we're killing very rapidly, but let's give it a shot. That unlocks hallucinogenic insanity. Optical functions go haywire, and skeletal collapse. Bone marrow, calcium, and ligaments are consumed by red cells for energy. Bones can break from even mild trauma. What's the hidden one, though? That's what I want to know. Can I get 40 points before the world dies? I don't think so. But we're going to give it a shot, dang it. I wanted to know what the hidden last thing is. Oh no, don't slow down now. I was so close. No! Well, I'm not going to get it. But I am always able to open up cheat mode, unless of course the author turned it off, and we can try to find out what was involved. 2 stars, despite taking 700 days. I will say the opening move of making me wait until I had 20 points, that was a little bit unnecessary. And I really do think that the author needs to make it a little bit more clear, hey, adaptation doesn't seem to actually get you off, unless you have to get that event after the port shuts down in order for it to, like, trigger, I don't know. But Bloodburst works. Wish I had known that before. Let's go ahead, and it is actually a pretty good scenario, I'm not going to lie. It needs a little bit of updating, but it is pretty good. Let's take a quick look-see. Can I engage cheat mode? Yes, I can. Unlimited strain. Continue. Thank you. Done. Yes, yes, I know. All right, hang on. Dupe, 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 dupe. We need something. Hang on. Dupe, 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 dupe. Where's the... There we go. Genetic restoration. What leads to Pandora's box? Not that. I think I have to... Oh, that's interesting. You have to actually get some symptoms to connect up to the next node. Oh, that's actually kind of clever. All right, it was devoured. Red takes control of the body's immune system. White blood cells tear the body apart at a rapid rate, killing infected in seconds. All right, well, now we know. Cool, well. That was actually a pretty good scenario. It needs a little bit of quality of life improvements, but otherwise, just as kind of a random fictional disease with all sorts of horrible, horrible power. Pretty scary, pretty well developed, lots of customization, you know how much I love that. And again, it does try to tell a little bit of a story by forcing us to start off in Greenland and kind of go with some story events. So if I can just fix up a couple of those things, I'd be a lot happier. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.